Chair, councillors and members of the Community and Wellbeing Scrutiny Committee, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I'm here not just as a concerned resident, but as someone whose life is deeply rooted in this borough. I've lived in Harlesden for over 30 years. My mother lived in Kensal Green, my daughter and grandchildren now live in Harlesden. 4 generations of my family have depended on the services in this area, especially our NHS services. So when I speak today, I am speaking from lived experience, from a deep sense of responsibility to the future. We are here because of proposals to reduce the opening hours of the Urgent Treatment Centre at Central Middlesex Hospital by 3 hours a day, 21 hours a week. That may sound like a technical adjustment on paper, but on the ground it means real people being turned away, longer journeys late at night, and more pressure on an already overstretched service elsewhere. We've been here before. In 2014, the A&E department at Central Middlesex Hospital was closed following a decision by the then Conservative Health Secretary, Jeremy Hunt. At the time, residents were told not to worry. We were told that an urgent care centre would mitigate the loss of A&E. We were told this was a safe alternative. Then, in 2019, that reassurance was weakened when the overnight service was withdrawn and the opening hours were reduced. Many of us accepted that change reluctantly, but we were assured that the service would still meet local need. Now, 6 years later, we are being asked to accept yet another reduction. The Urgent Treatment Centre currently closes at midnight. Under new proposals, it would close at 9 p.m. That is not a small change. That is a fundamental erosion of access to urgent healthcare. Let us be clear about what this means in practice. People do not stop becoming ill or injured at 9 p.m. Children still fall, older people still become unwell, workers still come home hurt or exhausted after long shifts. A late evening urgent care service is not a luxury, it is a necessity, especially in an area like Brent. And what makes these proposals even more difficult to understand is that they come at a time when Brent's population is growing, not shrinking. Between 2011 and 2021, Brent's population increased by 9.2%. That is significantly higher than the national average and higher than London as a whole. We also know that our population is aging, with more people living longer and often with complex health needs. On top of that, major developments are springing up across the borough. In Grand Union, Alperton, Wembley Central and around Neasden stations, thousands more residents will be moving into Brent. Yet instead of planning for increased demand, we are being told to accept reduced access to urgent care. The question must be asked, how is Brent's growing and ageing population supposed to cope? We already know the answer. When services are cut at Central Middlesex, the pressure does not disappear. It simply moves elsewhere. Northwick Park Hospital A&E and its Urgent Treatment Centre are already under enormous strain. Reducing hours at Central Middlesex will inevitably push more people there, increasing waiting times and reducing the chances of people being seen quickly when they need it most. And there is another, quieter consequence. When access becomes harder,
30 seconds left.
People simply don't go. That's bad for patients, bad for staff, and bad for the NHS as a whole. That's why we are firmly opposed to any further reduction in services at Central Middlesex Hospital. This is not about politics, it's about people. It's about fairness. It's about recognising that communities like Harlesden, Kensal Green and the wider Brent area deserve accessible, reliable, urgent health care, not a slow erosion of services that have already been cut back too far. I've lived here long enough to see what happens when services disappear quickly. So once they are gone, they are incredibly hard to get back. And that's why this moment matters for my neighbours, for my children and grandchildren, for the people who work late, who care for others, who are vulnerable, who rely on public care.
Thank you. If you could come to close, please. Thank
I urge this council to act now, convene the scrutiny committee, put these proposals on the agenda, stand up for the residents you represent. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening, ma'am. We are grateful to you for your presentation. If you could please return to your seat. Thank you very much. So committee, you will be aware that we have looked at it at our two last committees, this particular item, and it remains absolutely on our radar, and we will be bringing it back at an appropriate time. But for the time being, I am grateful to all the petitioners who have taken the time to make their presentation to us in the way they have. Thank you very much indeed, once again, to all the petitioners.